So I'll show you some of the lures that we like to use on Lake Winnipeg, which, for the most part, I mean, you're using a lot bigger, more aggressive presentations, big water, big fish. I think sometimes you just have to fish big and bold so these fish can find you. This water's typically got, stain, dark water. So this is a Peg Flutter Spoon. I mean, we've caught a lot of big walleyes on these big flutter spoons. And besides these big flutter spoons, you can kind of tone it down some days where, let's see here. Oh, right here. Super Leech Flutter Spoon. You can see that lure there. You got to pinch down the barbs on all your lures up on Winnipeg. But that's just kind of a heavier spoon that stays in the cone angle straight up and down a little more, but that's a great one. And then this is the place where rattle baits are really effective. And so like this here is just a booyah rattle bait, but live targets are really good. Ripping wraps, the rattling shads from Northland. I mean, they're really effective out here, especially on these bigger fish. You get a little bit more of an aggressive bite. And every once in a while, like every place, I mean, sometimes a bite can be off a little bit, and you might have to scale down a little bit. And so this here is just a Ribbon Leech Flutter Spoon. I just got a little bit of Procure scent on there, and I just tied a stinger hook. I upsized the treble hooks. I just put a whole shiner on there. And so, if I got to use a little bit of finesse on them, that's what I use. But just a lot of big flutter spoons, rattle baits. Big thing is, you got to pinch down the barbs, and so use big hooks. I mean, upsize the hook in a lot of cases. A lot of spoons, they really realistically don't have a big enough hook for the spoon if you're fishing up here. You got to pinch down the barbs. A lot of times, use like a 10-pound braid. You can use a fluorocarbon leader, but realistically with this stained water, you don't have to, okay? But the biggest thing that I follow with these pinch down barbs is tighten up your drag a little bit and just winch the fish in. Don't pump the rod, don't play the fish. Just hold the rod in one spot and just slowly crank that fish up and get it started up the hole, and get them in. But if you try to pump or work these fish a little bit with those barbless hooks, these big fish especially, I mean, these hooks just fall out. And so you have to make some tackle adjustments, some rod and line adjustments when you're up here, compared to walleye fishing on a lot of other waters.